Okay, good afternoon or morning, class. This little lab exercise or demo is we're going to control that same motor starter that I did in the previous lab, except now we're going to control it from two different locations. So the circuit that I'm going to highlight here is this circuit. It's a control circuit controlling that motor starter from two push button locations. So there will be two stops connected in series and two start push buttons connected in parallel. You can see that I've numbered them on the drawing. Okay, so we start on my on the left hand side of the screen here. That's a number 1. We go through that start button or the stop button first, and then we head to the other stop button second with the number 2, and then come out of there with the number 3, and all of the starts and the normally open seal-in contact get that same number 3, and then on the back side of that the number converts over to number 4, carrying on all the way in parallel, all of the other starts down to the coil, through the coil to the overloads, out of the overloads back to neutral. So that's our control circuit. So what I'll do is I'll just map that up there. So hopefully we can still see it on the screen ever so slightly. And now what we're going to do is I've already metered this guy up. This one was previously labeled by some other students, but we can just verify the connections on that push button by doing our ohm meter test, much like I did before in the other one. Okay, so I'm in continuity, and then I'm going to go to the pair of wires here, push the button, and yes, that works. So we know that that is a pair of normally open contacts for the green button. Blue button is the middle one, and then the red one is our stop. So that's the closed. Okay, so now that I have that laid out, I'm going to treat this as my local, that is my remote. So I'm going to come out to my local station out of my line 1 first. So this is my wire number 1. It's going to stop push button number 1. Okay, we're going to come out of that stop push button number 1 to the other stop push button. So this is number 2. Okay. Then we're going to come out of that stop push button number 2, and we're going to go into a start push button on that same side. So this is all the numbers 3. I'm going to come to the other start push button, and then we also have to take that start push button to the number 2 contact. Now remember, it was a 2-3 contact before, but because we've added another stop push button station in line there, it's kind of messed up the numbering order. Okay, so now we need to do the back side of all of the start push buttons and apply them to the seal-in contact. So we're going to come out of this start, head to the other one. So this is our number 4 wire. Come out of there, and we're going to go to the other side of the seal-in contact. So that's the last one. And then we go through to the coil, from the coil down to the overloads, out of the overloads to the neutral, and then my neutral needs to return back to the source there. Okay, so if I just energize this circuit right now, I can hit that start and that stop, that start and that stop. So the control circuit works fine. Now we'll connect up our power circuit like we did before. So these are each of our line conductors, line 1, line 2, and line 3, and then we're going to go out of the T1 to the line 1 up here, or the T1 up there, out of the T2 to the T2 up here, and then the last one would be out of the T3 to the T3 there. So if I turn my power circuit on, I turn my control circuit back on. When I hit a start, that contactor runs and the motor runs. Okay, just sort of pan up there so you can see it a little bit better. I can hit the stop over here. I can hit this start over here. And I can hit that stop over there. Okay, so that's that video. And the next one, we'll just talk a little bit about the inrush current and the full load running ampacity current.